Hey guys, what's up? Kip here, and today we're going to be talking about the Visionary Games project and my thoughts on everything in the project as a whole and what they showed in their State of the Game video or post or whatever. So this is going to be one of my more lengthy videos. So as always, enjoy the unedited ranting. So let me put up a brief disclaimer before I go into what my opinion is. I have a few friends who work or help out with Visionary Games, something like that. But I have no dog in this race, or whatever the expression is. I, just like everybody else who play Paragon, would love it if Visionary Games was the spiritual successor that we want, or if Paragon were to be revived, whatever. But we've got to remain objective, guys, as while it is what everybody wants, it's not that easy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. So let's start from the ground up and talk about the people who work at the Visionary Games, or specifically the person who's known as the lead project manager in Visionary Games, known as Captain Spicy or Brandon. I have no idea who this person is. You probably don't know who this person is. Pretty sure everybody who isn't heavily invested in the project and is very active in their Discord or their subreddit actually have talked to this person or know who this person is. This makes me very, very skeptical for obvious reasons. If you guys don't know how a lot of these projects work or how they have worked, as I have somebody who's seen this because of a game called Dawngate, which is another MOBA that shut down in February 2015, that I was very, very invested in before Paragon. These projects will be crowdfunded in some kind of capacity. I don't know if Visionary Games is, but it's really scary if that is it. And then the person who runs it is completely incognito and can just easily jump up and run with the money. There's nothing to hold him down to this. There's no Twitter. There's no stream that he's attached to. There's nothing. If this were somebody that was a pillar in the community, somebody like Another Notch, Shane Lynch, or like anybody who worked at the PCL, I would be able to put a lot more stock into this project, simply because these people, they have things that they are attached to. Another Notch will not just drop his stream, in order to escape with like a few $100s. It's not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen. The same with Shane Lynch, the same with all these other people. So you have to understand that you need to be skeptical. Not that I'm just skeptical because I am skeptical because I got burned before. You should be skeptical of this stuff. This isn't me just being an asshole. You should be skeptical about this. So I hope you guys don't misunderstand, or if Brandon or Captain Spicy actually watches this, got nothing against you, man. I don't know you. It's just, I'd be a fool if I wasn't skeptical about it, simply because of the incognito nature of being on the internet. So let's move on from that, and let's talk about the general mantra, or like the philosophy that's been shared to the public, and what Visionary Games is, and like all this jazz. So essentially, they make like these really bold claims. It's like, we want this game to be an esport, community opinion matters, all this stuff, and it's like, it's great, man. It's like, why is it an issue? It's fantastic, it's everything we wanted, everything that Epic wasn't. Yeah, but that's the problem. Instead of sitting here trying to be everything that Epic wasn't, you should be trying to create the best version of Paragon possible. You might be a bit confused when I say that, but it's just like, just learn from Epic's mistakes. The mistakes are very visible, they're obvious. Don't copy the legacy map because it's what the community wants. Don't bring back travel mode because it's what the community wants. Don't bring back harvesters or orb donkey because it's what the community wants. Hell, don't even bring back a card system. Just use an item shop. It's provenly better. Provenly more accessible as well. You have all the tools to create the best version of Paragon possible. And while community interaction is necessary and should be included and can be included, especially on things that are aesthetic, trying to be what Epic isn't or wasn't is completely silly. You have to understand that MOBAs are a competitive outlet, and that these games are only progressive in the sense that you progress as a player. So having arbitrary things that harm that experience or your progress as an individual is harmful to the success of the game. MOBAs must have competitive depth or create the latter, as I mentioned in previous videos. I'll link the specific video down in the description below. Sorry. If I were actually balancing the game, or if I was designing the game, I would try and focus on things more like, how can we add animation canceling into the game? How can people really get the most out of the time that they spend in this game? What will keep them wanting to play? I want, if I'm the best X in the world, I want something trademark about me to be the best X in the world, like the best player of X hero or X role. There must be something. There must be some kind of thing that I can do or I can master, something that I can look up to. Let's take like the insect for in League, or like any of these type of marquee moves, like these moves that are like very very, they're legendary in a sense, or plays in like Dota that are legendary, and like all this jazz. Like you need to be able to create these moments. And you need to be able to give people the carrot that is like, you can do this. You just have to do it 1,000 times. There needs to be some kind of carrot of progression, something super cool in order to do. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that part. So let's actually talk about the state of the game post and what they put on, the thing that they put on the subreddit. So I just want to say that honestly, I'm quite impressed with what they've achieved. I like the fact that minions actually looked very animated, especially in death. I was actually really surprised by that. And I don't think it's anything not to be expected with the amount of time that they have and the amount of personnel that they have. But nevertheless, I was pretty impressed. And the thing is that there were things that bothered me. So I'm actually going to switch scene right now and show you guys something, a specific moment. So this was in their State of the Game video, YouTube video that they had in their post. And so let's talk about this. So this is obviously a side lane. You can tell because there's a wall on the right side of the lane. At least you can guess because of like this architecture and all this jazz. So this is a side lane. So this is a lane. This is pretty much exactly what Legacy was in a sense, where it's like it ramps up to here. This is the middle of the lane. It goes down, tower over here, tower behind here. Probably 2 jungle entrances from here to here. So the lane is essentially like what it was in Legacy. So what is this house? Does this house a makeshift harvester of some kind? Does this house some kind of buff? Whether it's the gold buff, whether it's a healing buff, whether it's something entirely new is irrelevant. Let's say, because it's pretty obvious what this is your reward for controlling the lane. It's some kind of fact. So I can already see issues with this. So first of all, the architecture is pretty bad in terms of that. You need verticality in order to get out. It's a really, really big commitment. A jungler can easily come and timing you and kill you as you come out. If he comes out over here, he can still kill you, even if there's something like a Wukong. Let's say Rampage Wukong hits you in the air. It's pretty easy. Or it's something that is somewhat reliable, can happen, even if on the safest hero. In this scenario, you can still die, is the point. You can still just die and completely throw the lead. Let's say this buff spawns at 1 minute or something. And let's say this creates a meta where clearing this wave as fast as you can is the meta to get this buff, because controlling the buff is everything in the lane. You now have a completely uninteractive laning phase where you never actually hit the other person, you just hit the wave and you get the buff, which doesn't create interactive gameplay at all. Doesn't feel like PvP at all. It's not interesting at all. So if these are already questions that I have, I would love to see some kind of a map screenshot or something so I can see what their vision of the map looks like. Because if I go 30 seconds into this video and I can already see something that I'm skeptical about, it makes me even that much more worried about the development. So that's pretty much all I've got for this. I hope you guys understand why I'm skeptical. Don't have anything against anybody at Visionary Games. Just my honest thoughts while trying to be objective. And thanks as always, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord, as we're extremely active in there. We were even talking about this, and this is the reason why I created this video, is because it was a discussion in the Discord. So yeah. As always, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, boys.